Hey everyone, welcome back. Thanks for tuning in again. In today's video, we're going to be fixing the trunk pop button on our 2011 Chevy Cruze here. The car is starting to show its age. Of course, it's over 10 years old now, and the trunk pop button stopped working. So lucky for us, the older cars, especially your cars that come out in the thousands, like this one, you can order a lot of these parts on Amazon. They're relatively cheap. The new trunk pop button I ordered was under 30 bucks, was shipped here within 2 days, and you can do it in your garage like I'm going to show you today with some pretty simple tools. So let's flip you around, show you exactly what's wrong with it, and then we'll go on from there. Alright, now before you start any of this, you want to make sure it is actually the switch, the button under the little Chevy badge there, that is the problem. The way you can check that, it has a trunk pop on the key. If we hold that down, trunk pop's open, no big deal. You know it's actually working. But if we come under here, the button is just under here, and you can see the button itself is worn out, doesn't work. It's either got wet or the wires are loose, whatever. But like I said, the new one is super cheap, so just order them up and we can start at that. You can see under here, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Your little button is here and she does not work. The set I ordered, which I'll show you now, is the new button, and it also comes with the 2 lights here. Alright, so this is all you get. This is what you get from the Amazon package. If you're wondering, it is this KI, let's see if it'll focus for you. The KIM ISS car license plate light, made in China. Just Google or Amazon it, and you'll find what you're looking for. Put in the car, the year, and a lot of different ones, like I said, are on here, and they're all relatively installed the same. So this particular set is for a Chevy Cruze, but as you can see, you get the lights. This is the little rubber grommet. You'll see it goes in there just to keep gunk and water and bugs and stuff out, and then it literally just plugs in. And as for your button, this is the new button. This one bump, you can see it has a bump, will sit upwards eventually when you get it installed. That sits up. But as for the car, first thing we got to do, this little plastic part around the trunk, you can just pop it off, get your fingernails under there, or if you have the pry tools, which I do have, I just haven't got them over here yet, you can just pop it in there. That is just clipped on, pops off, step 1. Step 2 is getting all of these little Christmas tree clips out. Alright, now to get these little clips out, most of them you can see it has just a little notch here. Go to the store, or like I said, Amazon works as well. Pick up one of these little poppers. They'll save you a ton of hassle. You don't end up wrecking these things. But you just put the tip in there, give it a pull to give it a little bit of gap in there, and then you can just force it behind the clip. This is easier with 2 hands, but you get it behind there, pop out the middle just like that, and you can see it's out. Then get it behind the whole thing. Get that out of your guys' way. You can get it behind this clip now. Put your thumb on there so it doesn't go flying, and they've come out. Alright, now that all those clips are off, one last step is this little guy here. It's a handle just to open and close the trunk so you don't have to touch it. Little 7mm in there. There's 2 little screws. Just get your socket, undo those. Super light, they're not forced or torqued in there at all. Make sure when you reinstall that you don't torque it down too much either, because this is just plastic and you don't want to strip anything. Alright, and just like that, it's all out of the way. Get the clips off, get that handle off, and then the only thing you got to worry about is the little trunk pop release from the inside, the safety thing, and you just basically wiggle it through the little liner part there. So that's as easy as it gets. And then the only other thing holding this on, if you come underneath here, and I'll get the light out, you can see that little screw. There's actually 4 of those. There's 1 there, there's 2 kind of in the middle, and then you can see the other one on the other side. It's a 10mm, so loosen all those out. Alright, so once you get those 4 nuts off, that's all that's holding this on. I'm going to leave these actually until I get this off, just because they are so rusted. If it's not at the right angle, you'll probably end up stripping them. So only other thing you got to do is this green cable is the one that we're looking for. That is the one that will be attached to our button, and that is what you need to get disconnected. So I'll get you guys a little bit more light in there. You can see the green wire goes up. That's the one we want. And this is the easy clips. You literally will just pull that out and she should pop right out. Easy peasy. So we'll just get it, give it a little bit of a wiggle, get your nails in there if you need to. Obviously, you're not too worried about breaking this one because we got the new one coming. But that's it. She unplugs. Just tuck her up top. Alright, so now all that's holding this thing on is little tiny yellow clips, kind of like the black ones we took off the liner. So I recommend just pick up the little plastic pry tools. You want one that goes pretty thin, because then you can get it under there without wrecking anything, and these plastic ones won't scratch up your paint either. So get it in there. It's going to sound like you're breaking it. Don't worry, you're not. Just get it under, pop it all up. Way easier with two hands, but just like you see me doing here. Pop it. You can see she starts to go up. Just work your way across. I think there's only 3 or 4 clips in there, and this whole piece will come off. And just like that, she is off. You can see these are the clips I was talking about. There's actually only 2 in there, made it even easier. And then this is that little rubber grommet that I showed you on the new one when we first started. So unplug that, your green wire comes out, and you're good to go. Start replacing it. All right, old stuff is out. I had to end up spraying a little bit of WD-40 in there because those screws were so rusted I could not get them out. Got them out finally. Went to the store, actually picked up a couple new ones just so we don't put the rusted junk back in. Now we're ready to put the new one into the piece. Only thing you got to do is this little housing to get it through the holes has to come off. That basically sits on here. Just give it a twist, it pulls right off, and then you can wire the new set in, as well as the little button you can see on the back here has these little clips. That's all that clips that in there. So once this is in place, just give it a push and it'll snap right in. All right, now before you get this all back in place, just plug her in quickly, hit the button. You can see it is working. So then once you put her back up in there, make sure you just don't squish any of the wires. They are pretty thin, it's easy to break them. Tuck them all the way in there nice, clip it in, and you should be all set. All right, so now that you got her all back in there, put those 4 bolts back in, tighten them down, not too tight, just almost finger tight with a little crank. It's all you need, otherwise you're gonna pull it out of the middle here. First thing you wanna do, lock it. Lock the car. Now you can come and make sure that it doesn't work while it's locked. You never know when these things might be wired weirdly, and you don't want to lock your car and have your trunk unlocked. So then we'll hit unlock. You can see the 2 lights do work. Come over. There you go. She worked. Opens right up. So now all you got to do, throw your old stuff in the garbage, get your felt liner, put it back up. Make sure you feed, like we did at the beginning, feed this through there first. Put it all back in, put your clips in, put your little handle back on, and then you should be good to go. And just like that, you're done. All the clips are back in, your felt liner's up. Put your little plastic piece back on, just slides over, give it a push and it'll click in. Your little pull handle is back on, 2 7mm screws, that's all you need. Your little safety lever is reattached, just pops through, and it's got a little clip just to hold it up. See, I knocked it out. You can just clip it back up, holds it up there, and you're done. Good as new. And there you have it, guys. That's it. As easy as it gets. Couple bolts, couple wrenches, screwdriver, new screws if you happen to be like mine, or just go pick up new ones regardless. And altogether this took maybe a half an hour. Pop it all apart, put it all back together. Just make sure, like I said, double check before you put it all back together that it works. You don't want to have to retake it all apart for nothing. But that's about it. Hopefully you liked it. Like and subscribe. If you got a Chevy Cruze, any other problems or hassles you're having with it, drop a comment. I'll see if I can help you out. And as for now, thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one.